As a U of T prof for 44 years, my goal was computer science for a better world. To turn my ideas and my students' great work into benefits for society, I started 5 companies and taught thousands of potential entrepreneurs. I got rich, not in dollars, but in understanding. I shall share learnings from my forthcoming book with you. Many do tech to get a good job or to change the world. You are right, thinking of tech broadly, social media, AI, the Internet of Things, also biotech, genetics, sustainable materials, and environmental policy. We need ethical tech startups. I mean this in 2 ways. Create startups that leverage ethical technologies to save lives, enhance learning, and help the planet. Also, create tech startups that behave ethically. There are 7 keys to success, which I shall illustrate with successful Canadian ethical tech startups. Number 1, seek solutions that leverage opportunities created by new technologies to solve important problems. Here are 3 examples of ethical startups. Note the problems, the tech opportunities, and the solutions. IMAX addressed the problem that conventional theatrical experiences are insufficiently engaging. Devising methods to record images on large format film stock and project them on huge screens or domed surfaces, they were able to create rich, immersive theatrical experiences. Antibe Therapeutics, noting that many pain medications are addictive and exploiting the fact that hydrogen sulfide is a cellular antioxidant effective nerve signaling, created a new family of pain medications. Winterlight Labs, realizing that monitoring cognitive decline is costly and disruptive, and learning how to detect biomarkers of cognitive function with speech recognition, created a novel dementia monitoring system. Number 2, develop competitive advantage through proprietary technology and distinctive competence. Technology innovation is a ferocious game. Your competition will have more money than you will have. An idea is not enough, it must be a better idea. You cannot just work hard, you must be smarter and more knowledgeable. If your idea is good, it can become proprietary technology. Proprietary means that you own it and others do not. One exception is open source and open publishing, but that's another talk. You must protect proprietary tech as intellectual property or IP. There are 4 major methods to protect IP. Trade secrets, your special knowledge or special sauce that is valuable, may be kept secret if you make reasonable efforts to protect it. Copyright guards the written expression of ideas, such as writing and computer programs, from being used by others without your permission. Patents convey similar protection to the processes and methods you have invented. Trademarks convey protection to the words and images describing your inventions and creations. IMAX, Antibe, and Winterlight all protect IP using these methods. If you are smarter or more knowledgeable than your competitors are, you have a distinctive competence. Side Effects uses its long experience with computer animation to develop superior technology for digital animators. Braze Mobility uses its deep knowledge of wheelchair users and wheelchair navigation and mobility to develop sensors to make smart wheelchairs. Number 3, validate your strategy and products by user experience design at every stage from idea to shipping product. Even brilliant innovations by great entrepreneurs may not succeed. Years and millions of dollars are often required to develop safe products that meet user needs, find markets, and turn into profitable businesses. But you can test ideas early and often with user experience design to learn if your product and market expectations are credible. Critical to making products work for people is understanding customers, users, and other stakeholders affected by new technology. Gray's Mobility must consider wheelchair users, other residents or patients, care staff, hospitals and care homes, insurance firms, and the government. Ethnographic field research is essential to understand your users and their use models, how your products will be used. Gray's Mobility's founder immersed herself in the life of people using wheelchairs to help her understand the role of sensors to aid wheelchair navigation and mobility. Yet so much of today's technology is obstinate and unusable. Consider even machines to buy transit tickets. They have inconsistent interfaces, are hard to learn and error-prone, and have little support except other passengers. Remarkably, you need not build the product to learn whether people can use it. Before building it, create a prototype conveying essential features, such as those used by Polaroid in designing their revolutionary instant cameras. You can then do usability research, first with paper prototypes and then with screen mock-ups. You can study the use of a potential new app by prospective customers. You will learn much and produce a better product sooner and at lower cost, and do so ethically because people will be able to use it. Number 4, communicate your identity and strengths clearly and memorably to customers. To be attractive to ordinary people, instead of just the traditional tech priesthood, the Macintosh was announced as the computer for the rest of us, with his famous Super Bowl ad. A population enslaved in rapt attention to the screen, obeying Big Brother. Yet there is hope in the form of a young girl striving for freedom, which Apple brings with the Mac. What a powerful statement of what the Mac is and that it will triumph over Big Brother. Expressing your identity in a mission or vision statement helps clarify who you are and attracts customers. An example from side effects is shown on this slide. Another expression of who you are is an elevator pitch. The concept is based on a fantasy. Imagine you find yourself in an elevator with a potential investor. You must communicate your message before the elevator reaches the floor where the investor departs. Success would be getting a meeting. This slide shows an imaginary example for IMAX, assuming it is raising investment for new immersive home experiences. Notice that it ends with a call to action. Your goal is to build a brand. People know that Apple is usability, design elegance, and status, and that Microsoft is open standards in corporate computing. This slide shows elements of a brand. Corporate mantras at the top and logos below. Microsoft's node to its Windows operating system, Apple's stylish apple with a bite, Twitter's graceful bird, and clever logos from side effects and Gray's Mobility. These all communicate to possible customers why they should become your customers. Number 5, design a business model and go-to-market strategy. Devote significant resources to digital marketing. A business model describes how a company uses people and resources to deliver products and services to customers and how it makes money. Business models are best described diagrammatically on a business model canvas, showing how inputs of people and resources are transformed into outputs such as revenue. At the center is a value proposition. Customers buy only if there's a compelling value proposition. Antibe's value is pain reduction without addiction. IMAX conveys immersive experiences and is lucrative for theater owners. I have invented a number to describe Gray's value in terms of safety. The strongest value propositions are quantitative, such as specific improvements in cost, speed, efficiency, or safety. Startups have a variety of revenue models. Some sell direct to other businesses, B2B. Others sell direct to consumers, B2C. Your startup needs someone with marketing experience to build a plan and to develop a go-to-market strategy for launching the product and a digital marketing strategy for driving potential customers to your website. You can run your tech business ethically, for example, by setting fair prices and by providing good technical support to customers, support from knowledgeable humans and not just FAQs and dumb bots. Number 6, plan and project finances carefully with a forecasting model. Raise funds expeditiously but vigorously. All is meaningless without cash to invest in products and marketing. Startups monitor their financial positions monthly. Wise startups build spreadsheets called financial forecasting models, which predict future revenues and profitability based on a current understanding of the business. They then check monthly on how well they are doing and use the discrepancies between what is real and what was predicted to improve the model and their understanding. This leads to better decisions. You also need to raise capital for most startups. Start with your sweat equity. Work evenings and weekends for nothing while in school or in a day job. Then raise money from family and friends, being clear how risky it all is. Then seek out government grants and angels investors, people who have done it before and want to give dollars and good advice. There are many ways to proceed. Side effects begin with sweat equity and money from friends, funding growth without venture capital. Antibe raised money on the public markets. Nula, run by experienced CEO Mark Ruddock, with a great track record of success, launched with $20 million of venture funding and $100 million line of credit. Number 7, hire only the best. Motivate and guide them with inspirational leadership and a capable management team. Leadership is essential for startups to be successful. Great leaders have a sustaining vision which they can communicate to their team. They demonstrate expertise and ability to innovate and self-confidence. They make decisions promptly, even in the face of uncertainty. They get results, building faith in the firm's viability. They are good coaches, teaching and inspiring the team. Examples are Steve Jobs of Apple and Bill Gates of Microsoft, despite their tendency to publicly shame employees whose ideas seemed unworthy. And a Canadian example is the remarkable Kim Davidson, who has grown and steered side effects capably through good times and bad for 35 years. Management is different from leadership. It requires a team with complementary skills. It is a disciplined process of setting concrete goals, monitoring performance and results, and delegating responsibility for tasks and the authority to make decisions. You must learn not to try to do it all or to make all the key decisions yourselves. Back this up with careful hiring, using interviews, reference checks, and if possible, performance tests on realistic situations. Keep standards high. Reducing them in times of crisis will come back to haunt you. Treat your staff ethically with open and honest communication, patient mentoring, flexibility, and generosity through salary, bonuses, and stock options. Finally, network relentlessly for strategic partnerships with other firms that add products, deepen marketing, or represent you in distant geographies. Toronto-based Caseware International did this very successfully, spanning the globe with knowledgeable and culturally sensitive distribution partners. Remember, there are no guarantees of success. You also need lots of luck. Yet if you ignore these principles, you will almost certainly fail. I do hope that you try to improve the world with your own startup, because you can do this. You will soon hear from Navya Ryu about an exciting, ethical Toronto startup. In a world of pandemics, disinformation, needless war, and a likely environmental apocalypse, entrepreneurial energy and the passionate search for the impossible give us hope. Thank you.